Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
What?
Did it.
You did it? You did it, you did it. It's 3 o'clock.
It's like the pre-show.
You did it in a minute.
It's like the pre-show where, everyone's getting into their
You
seats.
know you did.
You don't even have to cue the music. It's coming.
What?
I got it queued up.
What is going on? Happy Friday, TGIF friends. What's going on, D2F fans and friends?
D2F.
D2F.
Now we figure it out. That it's D2F.
Yeah, it's D2F.
Is that what that stands for?
Drawn to fantasy.
Oh, just making sure.
Drawn to fantasy. Hello, Penny. Hello, Jason. Donald Duvall.
Don Duvall's watching?
Who's Don Duvall?
Holy cow, I went to school with Don.
I was going to say, that's a new name. I don't recognize that name.
Don Duvall. How are you, man? I hope you're doing well. Holy cow. I've known Don Duvall since Hope Sound Elementary, Don?
What? But how long have you known Heidi Stemple?
Well, I mean, bird years accelerate faster than human years. So I'm thinking with Heidi, it's got to be at least 40 years, right, Heidi?
What about Eric Berger?
Although, as long as I've known Heidi, she's always been about 50. She's always like, oh, I'm 50. I'll be, Tony, I'm older than you, and I'll be 50 very, very soon.
Is today episode 50?
Today is, believe it or not, it's episode 50. It's episode 50, Ange.
What? No way.
It's episode 50.
Wait. This
Show
is as old as you are.
Oh, that's a feeling.
Happy birthday,
That's a
Drawn
fact.
to Fantasy.
Happy birthday, Drawn to Fantasy. We're almost to the end. This really should, in some ways, have been the swan song, the farewell show. Done 50 episodes. Seems like the world's starting to slowly open up and become back to normal. But you know what? We promised we're going to go till the end of the month, or ish, because Soph's got her last day of school next Friday.
And her birthday.
And she's got a birthday. So we'll go into next week. We'll do it. We're going to do it, 50 episodes.
One day we're going to do something fun because it's Memorial Day, right?
Yes.
And so we're going to do something fun.
We're going to do it.
Maybe that's the day you can teach me how to draw.
Maybe that's the day. Soph still wants to do a day. It's, next week's going to be full of fun and surprises, Ange. Fun and surprises.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's, after all, it's Drawn to Fantasy. I'm your host, Tony DiTerlizzi, here with my Dolly-licious wife.
Oh, because I have my
Dolly hat on. She's rocking her Dolly.
I have my Dolly hat on.
She's got her
today.
Dolly hat on today. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. It is Friday. Sorry I couldn't be with you yesterday. The cars, it's really not that exciting, but our cars were both due for service. And so it's like a whole thing. Normally we would do it in the morning and drive, and then there's a loaner car, and then there's other things and whatever. But here we are. We're all here
Life happened yesterday.
Life happened. We had, we're getting back to up and running.
Life was happening. I ran down. I started a minute late. I was upstairs. What?
Pippin's happy.
Pippin saw something. Probably a squirrel, rabbit. I don't know. I got to check.
Something that he can eat.
What do you
If you are just tuning in and you've never watched my stream before, I am working on some artwork for a...
It's one of the fledgling birds.
Oh, well, good thing he's not out there. I'm working on we're going to call it sleeve art. They're going to do a box set of my old book, Kenny and the Dragon, and my new upcoming book, Kenny and the Book of Beasts, will come together at some point in the fall in a boxed set sleeve. This is the artwork. This is the color study for that artwork. And I'm working on it now. I'm working on this guy right here, George the Knight. So you can see me working on him here. We started him a couple days ago, and as you can see, I've got little done in the intervening time that we were together last. Yesterday was kind of a ho-hum day for me. The weather was beautiful, but
Okay, sorry. I got distracted.
I think I was looking at the news a little too much, and it got me down a little bit yesterday. Yeah, I did. I turned off the news.
Sorry, I got distracted, but for days we've been watching this process of the parental birds trying to encourage the fledglings to leave the nest, and they just did.
They finally did it.
You
oh
guys,
my gosh!
I think this means we're going to be finished with Drawn to Fantasy soon.
That's a
It's
sign.
time for you guys to leave the nest.
It's time for you guys.
It's emotional. It's
It's
an emotional day.
It is.
But look how you've grown in this time that we've shared together.
We've all grown together.
We've
We've come together. And you've learned all my secrets. There's not much more I can teach you, except doing what I'm doing, which is just keep doing it every day. Fear not, though. We will always, we're going to enjoy next week, and then we're going to come back from time to time and do things. The other thing I want to tell you is my friend Tom Engelberger, whom I've mentioned on this before. Tom is a children's book author and illustrator, most notably beloved and known for his Origami Yoda series, which I absolutely love. I feel like his sense of humor captures middle school so deftly, so accurately, and so well. And Tom and I have been friends for a long time, Ange. I mean, we've known him for quite a bit. In fact, we met in Florida at Dog.
Oh my gosh.
A favorite haunt down in Jupiter.
That was such... It's kind of getting back to the Bill Stout story, where it's one of these things, like Tom Engelberger was down in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, and which is where I grew up, and Tony grew up right next door in Jupiter. And Tom was down there for an event, and we were in contact and said, hey, we've never hung out with you, we don't really know you, but do you want to get together, and can we take you out to some dinner afterwards, after your event? And so we hung out, and we went to this little place called Dog, which is this little like hot dog shack on the side of the road. It's our favorite place to go after you leave the beach.
A lot of people in flip-flops, and I don't even know if you need to wear a t-shirt. Is shirt and shoes required there?
See, Heidi knows Dog. I don't even think you have to wear a shirt or shoes.
You can literally just be in your bathing suit and a pair of flip-flops and go eat there. It's that kind of place.
And, oh, look, one of the other babies just flew. It's right there on that chair. Do you see, like, the edge of this chair on the right?
Oh, yeah, there it goes.
There it goes. There you guys are. You're with us today.
They grow so quickly.
And so we said, let us take you to dinner. And so we go to Dog, and we hung out. And he taught us how to draw origami Yodas, and we did origami hanging out at the counter at Dog. And we had root beers and just formed this really...
I feel like it was root beer floats. Was it floats? No?
Maybe.
Or a shake, or there was something.
I thought it was root beers.
But you and I were feeling crazy, and we're like, let's do a shake. We don't normally do shakes. Anyway.
Shake.
As you were.
I remember there was root beer involved, and we were all very excited because it comes in the bottle, and we're all drinking our root beers out of the bottle and just laughing and having a good time. And we forged this great friendship with Tom, and then his wife Cece Bell, who is the amazing, talented author, illustrator, and created the El Defo graphic novel. Award-winning. Jeez Louise.
And we've known them now, so golly, gotta be going on almost 10 years.
And so you and Tom talk about your love of so many things, and it's funny because there are things that you guys definitely love the same, and then there's things that you guys feel very strongly about, like that.
Opposed.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's a good friendship.
I love that.
You can kind of have opposing viewpoints, and that's okay.
So what do you guys
We
do
all
now?
need that right now, right? Don't we all need that?
Heck yeah.
Be able to have someone can have a different viewpoint, but we're still love each other and be friends. Tom loves Dungeons and Dragons. And he does these things. He's very into like Ed Emberley. He's very into using very simple shapes to teach kids how to draw. And boy, oh boy, those Ed Emberley books were super popular with me growing up. I loved those books. I have fond memories of the dinosaur one, and I want to say there was like a Halloween one that I really, really loved. And anyway, Tom does that. He'll pick a subject matter, and he'll do like 50 drawings of it. And anyway, a couple of years ago, he did the Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual, and he drew every single monster in the Monster Manual in this kind of Ed Emberley style, which was just the coolest. I would have loved that as a kid. And so he has been, he just wants to hang out and draw. So his whole thing is, you draw, we're going to pick a monster, you draw it and sketch it, and his whole thing is he's going to draw 10 drawings to my 1. So we'll share the link. He's put
What's
the first...
it called?
Monster Rama?
No.
Monster Madness? He just named it.
It's got a really cool 80s.
It's got a great, yeah. I'll post.
Did he upload it yet?
I'll post the link. Yeah, he just uploaded episode 2. He uploaded episode 1. It got some love. He was super excited, so he went ahead and uploaded episode 2. I'll find it. Maybe, Ange, if you can find it in the interim.
Monster Manual Jams.
Jams, that's it.
So, and this is, I think...
Ooh, there it goes. Yeah, you got it. We're good. Here, you want to show it?
Sure.
You can
So
just
this
show
is
the...
just the beginning of it, so you guys can see. Bad connection. Sorry, guys.
Bad connection. Anyway, there you go. There's Tom and I.
See.
He's got them on
Monster
Instagram,
Manual
and they're on YouTube as well.
Yep.
So there you go, Monster Manual Jams. We'll be doing that. I told him I'll do those as long as he wants to. So, you know, Drawn to Fantasy may slow down, but I'll be out there. I'll still be doing stuff.
Awesome.
I'm going to just keep going on these, Ange, and if we have questions, I'll answer any questions you guys want.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, by the way, if you guys, I'm just throwing it out there, if you guys are bored tonight and need a bedtime story,
Ooh.
at 7 p.m.,
Oh, yeah, you're doing a thing live.
I am going to be live. I'm going to be doing a Zoom event with Wellesley Books. And if you go to their, actually I posted on my Facebook page, so, and there's a link, so if you go to Wellesley Books, you can register. If your kids, you need a little break, or you need a little story time with your kids, and you want to chill before bed at 7 p.m., I will be doing a virtual story time. So let me entertain you. Come hang with me.
And we're going to take a break.
Of the Magical Yet. Yes, I will be reading The Magical Yet.
And Ange and I and Sophia, we're taking a very brave step forward today. We're going to have a couple of friends visit, socially distant friends. They're going to bring their lawn chairs. They're going to hang out in the backyard.
Yep. 2 friends.
2 buddies
Not
of ours
many.
that we haven't seen in a
Just
really long
2.
time. And
We're going to sit, and I got stuff to make s'mores.
really, oh, that's awesome. I'm just so excited to see some of our friends and not on a screen, and just kind of hang out and, you know, have a glass of wine or a beer and catch up, and that's just going to be nice to see them. And the weather's beautiful here in Massachusetts.
Penny says, I don't have kids. I have cats. Would that count? Are you kidding me? That would totally count. Come and hang with me. Bring your cats. Bring your dogs.
Cats,
parakeets,
I'm pretty sure cats
gerbils.
love picture books, right? Isn't that a...
Oh, yeah. Reading to animals, that is like...
It's like reading to a plant, right?
No, it's not like... Well, I mean, yes, they both enjoy the
Your voice.
tone of your voice.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can curl up. I mean, you can curl up with your plant, I guess, if you want to.
Well,
but you
yeah.
can definitely curl up with your cat and listen and have some hangout time. Avery Wills has a question.
Go, Avery. What you got?
Wouldn't the inside toe on the left leg, George's left leg, be larger or the same size as the outer middle toe, with the outer toe being smaller?
Whatever you said, Avery, you're probably right. And the truth of the matter is, all I need of this art is about from the triangle up. I'm just drawing it out for my own satisfaction. But this is actually in the finished piece. You can see, you're not even going to see his feet. You're just going to see him from kind of the shoulder up. So I just kind of did it for my own. I wasn't sure if we might need him as a full figure for something else. Might as well create that, what we call visual asset that we can have. Maybe the Simon & Schuster marketing team can use it for something. But, you know, what did, the inner toe? This toe?
Let's see. All right.
He also wears like shin guards.
The inside toe on the left leg, so George's left.
George's left is this leg.
Mm-hmm. Would that be larger or the same as the middle toe? Would
No.
the inside toe be this larger or the same?
I don't think so.
To the outer toe.
No,
being
because
smaller.
I don't have a badger's footprint here in front of
Oh,
me.
because you're saying like this. Look.
I'm thinking his foot would be like this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and that's his.
Because you're thinking like the big toe would be like our big toe, like this, right?
Yeah, and
Our
I think
big
a
toe.
badger's feet are more like a human hand. Again, I don't have a badger's track here in front of me, but in this version of a badger that can wear plate mail armor and wield a sword deftly, yes, I believe this toe would be more like a hand. So there you go, which is why you wouldn't see the inside toe here, because the middle toe would be longer. It's blocking it. So think of it like that, like a hand. Right there. Right? Oh yeah, there you go. I was right. Ange has found a badger's paw. Again, not that I'm incredibly accurate here. Hey, not bad. From off the top of my head, just kind of.
Dang, T, you thought you'd look at some reference there.
You think I would?
That's good.
You think I would? Now I've got reference for the shield, of course, because I'm going to have to do that. And there's a design on the shield. Here's this shield reference. But I'm going to do the design separate and then put it in Photoshop. I think it's just going to be easier to do because it's a pretty intricate design.
Dana LaRose is on.
Aww,
Hey, Dana, we miss
Dana.
you.
Hope you're doing well.
Sending you big love, Dana.
Yes. Hope all is well.
You
All right.
and the whole fam.
Yeah.
Buffy, bedtime stories are always appreciated. We'll try to be there. Thanks, Charity. All pending on the 3-year-old interruption level. I have got
we know that.
We understand that.
Even though she's 13, we still, or almost 13, we know. We know how it goes.
We get it. And we do events with a lot of 3-year-olds, so we know they can
That's true.
it could be a little challenging to wrangle them at times.
Yep. Especially at the witching hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ange, I was watching. I didn't get to finish it, but I thought it was bears mentioning to this audience. I think most of the folks here would be fans if they haven't seen it already. Josh Gad of voiceover Disney fame of Olaf the Snowman in Frozen. I'm sure you may have heard of that little film that did pretty well.
Book of Mormon on Broadway.
It's in Book of Mormon on Broadway. He was also, what's his face, in the live action version of Beauty and the Beast. He's Gaston's wingman.
Gaston's little buddy.
His wingman. I can never think of it.
LeFou.
Thank you. Gesundheit.
Yes.
He's a little younger than us, but obviously loves all things 1980s. And in the wake of this pandemic, has been raising awareness and money for an organization that helps provide masks for frontline workers and essential workers, etc. Yep.
Awesome.
And what he's been doing, if you haven't seen this, is unbelievable. Is he's been reuniting casts of your favorite movies. He started with the Goonies, where he did get the entire Goonies cast back together via Zoom. And the writer, who was Chris Columbus, who would go on to direct movies like Harry Potter, and possibly Cyndi Lauper, who wrote the theme song to the Goonies, and also maybe a guy named Steven Spielberg, who also had something to do with the Goonies movie. Anyway,
and also Chunk.
Well, the entire, as I said, the entire Goonies cast, and it was a very extensive cast. Anyway, I watched this. Geez, what was it? 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was Sophia and I watched it, and I was clapping and whooping and hollering. It made me so happy to see this.
It was on a Friday. I think he's releasing them on
Fridays. Anyway, he just released a Back to the Future one. If you're a big fan of Back to the Future, it's on YouTube. Just Josh Gad. Type in Josh Gad Goonies or Josh Gad Back to the Future. I haven't finished watching the Back to the Future one. I stopped as soon as it started. I wanted to wait and watch it with you, Ange. So.
He's doing Splash next.
Oh my gosh, love that movie.
Uh-oh, something just flew through the yard and it was big and it looked like a hawk.
Oh.
Oh no.
Wow, that is really
baby,
the circle.
fly.
The circle of life is unfolding in front of our eyes.
No.
If you hear screams of horror, you'll know why.
Oh boy.
I'm going to do a little bit of tone here, not a whole lot. I think I can figure most of it out with my paint, but it's always good to have a little bit of a help here with some brush or with some pencil lines.
Chunk is a very skinny lawyer now.
Yes.
It was just pointed out by Jason Stone, and you are correct. And a funny Chunk story.
Yeah.
We have one.
We do. You want to tell that one?
I was not leading up. I was not queuing that up anyway. But when you said he was thin and he is a lawyer now,
and probably one of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet, right?
Yeah, and you're right. He's a lawyer in Hollywood. He represents like the Long Island medium. He represents a lot of
little
people actors in Hollywood. He has really just Parasite, the movie that won
Yeah.
best film for the Oscar.
He
represents them as well. The director.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So he's got like a really, really impressive client list.
Jeff Cohen is his name.
Jeff Cohen
He's on Facebook.
is his name.
Lovely person. We got to hang out with him at Comic-Con one year,
But the way that it happened was kind of funny. Because, so we go, our agents have this really cool party every year at Comic-Con. It's usually on, I think, the second day of Comic-Con, and it's at a big, super cool restaurant.
It's always hot.
It is hot because there's so many bodies packed inside, like so much amazing talent in this room. So you're walking around and you see everybody's name tags and you recognize people's name tags, or you know their work and you might not know them yet. And we were hanging out you were hanging out with our pal Brian Gott.
Yep.
Who Brian is,
he's a philanthropist, but at the time he was the editor-in-chief of Variety.
Variety
Yeah,
magazine.
Variety magazine. Lovely human.
He is such
Amazing
a great person.
human
We
being.
love him. And so I see you talking
To somebody.
like, and again, it's like it gets so packed. There's hundreds of people in this, restaurant. So you see somebody across the room. So I'd see Tony talking to somebody, and then I'd start a conversation with somebody. And so I come up and we start talking to Brian. You're talking to Brian, and we're having a chat. We're catching up, and you say, "Ange, hold on. I'll be right back. I have someone that I need you to meet." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, okay, all right." So you disappear, and I'm just chatting with Brian for a while, and all of a sudden, you appear with this guy.
And you have no idea who it is.
I have no idea who he is. He's bald. He's on the shorter side.
He's lean.
He's lean. He's very friendly.
Super friendly. And when
like
I go...
super chatty and super smiley, and he's like, "Ange, it's so great to meet you." And he's got this big smile, and he's super charming.
And I'm like, "Ange, this is Jeff Cohen." And you're like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." You have no idea.
I have no idea who it is. And so I'm like, okay, great. So I'm just chatting with this little guy, and sorry, not little guy, but this guy. And I should post the picture. I'm chatting with Jeff, and he says to me, "You have no idea who I am, do you?" And I said, no, but Tony gives you the seal of approval. I assume you're a pretty nice guy.
Tony. Like I matter.
Sure. So then he's like, "Well, maybe you'd recognize me." And he gets this big grin on his face. And he's like, "Maybe you'd recognize me if I did the truffle shuffle."
Oh, that's right. And your
And
face.
I lost my mind. Because in that moment, I
You
saw
saw it.
his smiling eyes. Like his eyes are super smiley and super just sparkly. And I saw Chunk's eyes looking into my eyes.
You saw Chunk's
I saw Chunk's eyes looking into my eyes. And I got so excited. I think I was squealing. I was jumping up and down. And I was like, "I love you." So I gave him a huge hug. And I was like, "I love you so much, Chunk." And he's like, "You can call me Jeff." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I'm no longer Chunk.
And I was like, "I love you." Like, I would do the truffle shuffle with you right now. I don't care. In this place, I would do it here in public.
Did you guys do it?
We didn't.
He was like, "No, I'm not doing that."
No, he was laughing. And then we kept in touch.
Yeah, he's a lovely person.
Such a nice guy.
There you go. You never know who you're going to meet at a party. at a luncheon at Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure people have just
I totally fangirled. I agree.
tons of those kinds of Comic-Con stories too, where they've met people like, in the hallways or had these great little interactions with people whose work they admire.
Luisa Diamante said, "I'm sorry, I'm late, guys. What's happening?" Well, we're just telling the story about how we met Chunk from Goonies. I'm going to see, you can chat for a minute. I'm going to see if I can find the photo on
Of
my
you
phone.
and Jeff?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll take any questions. Lee Edward Fowdy said, "I have a 2-year-old. What hour isn't the witching hour?" Yeah, you're right, Lee. Sometimes it can be that way. Although, we found with Sophia that it was more when she was terrible 3s than terrible 2s for her. I suppose every kid's different, right? Just like each of us.
I'm gonna find this photo.
You should find it. I'm sure the people need to see it. They're very
right.
They need to know. It's going to make their weekend, going into the Memorial Day weekend.
First of all, you guys need to know that. Oh.
Wow, that was quick.
Boom.
That happened
I'm like a researcher. This is my new job. This is
you
me.
really
You want to
are.
get excited? Like, there it is, right there. That's me and T and Chunk.
Like she's kissing his head.
I'm kissing his head.
Look how happy you are.
I'm so excited.
Look how sweaty we are.
He looks cool. He looks cool with it.
He's
like,
Chunk.
ooh.
There he is.
That's me.
Such a lovely guy. Really nice guy. It's nice when you meet someone like that and they turn out to be pretty awesome people. So I'm erasing my number 2 line here, just like that, so I don't have any of those construction lines.
I mean, this is how much of a fan I am. That was my birthday cake this year. Just kidding. That wasn't. I did a photo that somebody tagged him in.
Oh yeah, now he probably gets tagged on every single Goonies thing. Although I think he's kind of tickled by all that. I think he finds it.
Loves
he likes
I mean,
it.
He said
He's cool.
That. We talked to him about that.
Yeah, some people are they resent these roles that they played that become iconic, and some folks really embrace it. He's definitely the latter.
Jeff said that he loved how happy, and they were all there at Comic-Con because they were doing a Goonies reunion.
Yes, that's right.
And so that's why he was there to
That's
begin
right.
with.
I forgot about that because you were like, "Wait, is Feldog here?" And then you were really about to lose your mind.
Oh yeah, are you kidding, Corey Feldman?
You love Feldog.
That is, I love it.
We didn't give him that nickname. He gave it to
you guys.
He gave it to himself. Just FYI. I'm gonna work on this guy now. We traced him on Wednesday. I don't even remember now. The days are all blurring together. And so now I'm just gonna clean up the trace, get it a little better looking, and we'll go from there.
I also love when, of course, I see some celebrity that I'm totally fangirling over, and then I have to start quoting their quotes from the film, or even like quotes from the film that I just thought I was like, oh, remember Rocky Road?
Oh my gosh, you're like Chris Farley.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Bye, Dane Nielsen. Back to work with you.
Yeah. See, I think that's what's happening. I think people are just getting back to it. So it'll probably be the fall. We'll be doing this again. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you have some plans for the weekend.
Amel sorry. Gosh, I need my glasses here. Sorry, is that it? Asked, have you ever been to Bologna Children's Book Fair?
I have never been to the Bologna Children's Book Fair. I don't know that they bring authors a whole lot anymore, unless you are,
Something they're pushing hard internationally, usually, because...
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know when I first started publishing 20 years ago, you would hear stories of that certain big time authors would go to the Bologna Book Fair, like Eric Carle. But I don't know if that happens as much anymore. I don't know. I think it's more agents and
about the business.
Editors and
Adeline Martin says, I watched a live where you were inspired by Katy Perry's colors for the broken ornament.
That is correct. I remember that.
Did you ever work from another pop star color palette?
Oh wow. To memory, no, nothing comes to mind. Ange, is anything? I mean, I will pick palettes from unusual sources.
Exactly. I was going to say, you might look at like an Elton John piece for reference, or Lady Gaga, or something where it's got some cool costuming, or even the personality.
Yeah, I mean... Maybe.
Occasionally.
Yeah, I don't know. Sophia was really into Katy Perry during the time that I was working and developing The Broken Ornament. So I think that's probably why it was so much on my mind. She had like the turquoise hair and the pink hair, and and I feel like she had it a couple of years before it became really trendy for a lot of people to have pink hair. I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, let's not forget Frenchie from Greece. I mean, she really had it many years before anybody thought it was trendy, but
Christopher Lee Clark, do you enjoy Wes Anderson's color palettes or his films in general?
oh my gosh, so funny you should ask that. We've been talking about Wes for one of the other shows that's being adapted from one of my books that I can't talk about yet. And we talked about how Wes has such a distinct visual style that you can actually take a frame from a Wes Anderson film and it's his. And it's just, I love that. I love that he has such a distinct look. I would say that
it's just like this.
it's very like a play, like a set. It's almost like a working still life. Yeah, there's just so much character in the inanimate objects. He also loves I feel like his if you look at a lot of his, if you do like stills, I think I Googled stills. He does a lot of this, whether it's a live action movie or like the Fantastic Mr. Fox. You have a low horizon line, and then you just literally have the character like here, just standing and
Testimonial.
but it's like dead centered. It's like there's not even a 3/4. Most people try to compose these things in thirds, where there's a head here and maybe another object here. He is so about this like great killer symmetry of stuff. I really like it's cool. I like the way he thinks.
Oh, yeah.
So we're tremendous Wes Anderson fans. I love all his stuff.
I love.
Love
and when
his
he
stuff.
does kind of the cross sectioning of like a building or a house or something cool.
Oh yeah. Well, his use of miniatures. We were even talking the other day. Sophie watched Fantastic Mr. Fox, and there are some times where I kind of begrudge when I let her pick what she wants, because she tends to want to watch the same thing over and over again after we've watched it 900 times, which is typical for a kid. I know, but
I want to watch Grease for the 12th time
yes.
this week.
So we it is cool to see what she'll pick without us intervening, and so she picked Fantastic Mr. Fox. I want to say last weekend. And I sat and watched part of it with her, and then I just listened to the unbelievable vocal work done in that, and everybody did such a terrific job on the voiceover work. But what I love about that is he, unlike a Leica movie, he didn't even try to make the stop motion is clunky. It's got a homemade feel. God, I love it, and it's so endearing because of that. It's so charming, and it's one of the things I really love about his.
Somebody said that they were surprised by how much they loved Isle of Dogs, which I didn't see that one.
We didn't see that one. Yeah. We'll have to watch that one.
La Rushmore.
Oh yeah,
So
golly, we own that one. I mean, it's just there's so much great stuff in that, and he's great with his use of music. Like I remember he uses a Who song in there to great effect.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And Bill Murray.
Well, yeah,
mean,
Bill Murray's
come on.
kind of like his muse.
Oh, I love Bill Murray.
Who doesn't?
I don't have a Bill Murray story.
No, you think we
And,
would. The
you know,
guy
we
shows
would
up to
think we
people's
would.
houses and does their dishes, but
Right? So there's a karaoke place in New York called Karaoke 17, which is on 17th Street, and it's right across the street from Books of Wonder.
oh, is that where it is?
Yeah. And I went there after an event and went and did karaoke with a small group of friends. And I was secretly hoping Bill Murray would show up, because apparently he lives there, like right by there. And he will just pop into people's karaoke rooms randomly,
And start singing.
sing a song, and then leave.
There's a great documentary on him for that. Was it In Search of Murray or Finding Murray? It was on Netflix, wasn't it?
Yep.
It's worth a watch. It's really funny, because even as far as Hollywood goes, apparently he doesn't have a manager. He just has an answering machine, and you have to leave a message on his answering machine to try to get him to be in your movie.
You basically pitch what it is, what the role is that you want him for.
In his answering machine.
Yep.
And you don't always know if he's going to do it.
Yep.
They just, there's usually like no contract. He kind of just shows up on set. It's really fascinating how he kind of operates.
Amanda Putnam Homer said, "I guess you're just going to have to go get a Bill Murray story. There are worse things to make happen."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, seriously. Well, what? Yeah, I mean, maybe like for one of the adaptations, he'd be great. Well, he did do voiceover. He did Garfield. He's the voice of Garfield.
He is the voice of Garfield.
And he was originally
he was
the
Baloo
voice.
in the live-action Jungle Book too.
And originally auditioned for the role of Shrek. and they ended up not going with him.
Oh, really? He was supposed to be the Mike Myers?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I knew that.
Yep. I remember the producer or somebody mentioning that to us.
Oh, really?
Yep. We're like, and I can understand that because, like, the voiceover in Garfield, it isn't about his voice necessarily. It's his presence. And even when he's not the one who's speaking in a scene, like, just his actions and expressions are so amazing. We can invite Bill Murray to the wedding. I like how you capitalize the T in the and wedding in W, because Michael Harbour, we all know what wedding you're talking about.
Well done, well played.
And yes, Zombieland. He showed up in Zombieland.
Oh, yeah, golly, that was great.
That
Never
was
saw
so
the sequel to that. I wonder if that was any good. So Grease, Ange. Grease has been the word all week. We did the NBC live version of Grease. We watched the original 19...
You're saying it was Chris Farley that was supposed to be Shrek? I thought Bill Murray was... I'm gonna
I could see.
Google it.
I could definitely see Chris Farley.
Too.
Yeah, golly, he was awesome. Loved him too. Hopefully, you guys can see this as I'm working away on this little guy. I mean, he's tiny. He's I don't know, a couple inches tall. So he's going to be all about. When they're this small, it's really about the drawing with all this drawing that I'm doing here.
Chris Farley, you're right, was originally cast, but I want to say Bill Murray
was
also read for it.
Maybe he was Donkey or something. Maybe he was like another character.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, Grease. We did Grease with Sophia, and then it turned into a whole, documentaries about Grease and where is Grease now, and where are the actors now, and that whole thing. And it was good. I've always enjoyed Grease. I always thought it was a great movie. Very
Several
fun.
other actors were once considered for the film, including Bill Murray as Shrek, and Steve Martin as Donkey.
Wow.
The producers hired Chris Farley, who recorded 90% of the movie's dialogue before he passed away, without completing the role.
So that's why he passed away. They couldn't finish it. And they probably knew it was going to be a franchise.
And it was from the producers, because we were working with one of the producers of Shrek years ago.
Years and years ago.
John Williams is his name.
Yeah, he had
optioned
Ted.
My picture book Ted. Gosh, that was many years ago.
Long time ago.
I remember him saying that. Like, you would think he'd be really great.
That's right. I think for certain roles he would be. Because even in Fantastic Mr. Fox, he's the Badger. And he's good. You know what I mean? But he's kind of droll and very dry to George Clooney's, like George Clooney's got that fast kind of, hey, this is what we're going to do, and da-da-da-da. And Bill Murray's like, look, Foxy, you can't do that. Like, it's very, that's how they kind of play off each other. But that's also so Wes Anderson. He's going to choose voices that, phone call. Let's see who's calling. Anyone good?
Let's see.
No, spam. Should we answer it?
No, that says Steven Spielberg. No, I'm just joking. It says spam.
Spammy Spielberg. I got a spam
But thank you for that, Steve Jankowicz, by the way, for pointing that out, the Chris Farley combo. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Appreciate that.
What else we got, Ange?
Not composer John Williams. Producer John Williams. Same name, different guy.
Yep. Original producer of Shrek was John Williams. He brought it to DreamWorks. We worked with him for many years trying to get Ted into the movie theaters, but it never happened.
Yeah. What about an Olivia Newton-John double feature, Grease and Xanadu? We have watched both of those films so many times. And Soph went through a Xanadu obsession in about 4th grade. And it ended up rippling through the entire class.
I remember that.
The kids all loved Xanadu.
They all she was go to school and tell them about Xanadu, and then the parents were like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen Xanadu in so long."
What will we watch tonight? We're not going to watch a movie tonight because we are going to have our 2 friends over, and we are going to socially distance in front of a fire pit tonight. We're going to hang out.
I think Scooby-Doo is the one that she really wants to do. Yeah, Scoob. That's what she wants to do this weekend.
This weekend. Grease 2 we watched last night, actually.
Yeah.
Linda Granger asked, have we seen it? It's delightfully awful.
It is it's cringy. It's just not, it's so not good. I hadn't seen it since the 80s. and it's really amazing how badly they louse that up. Like, you know, I mean, geez, you have such a huge, phenomenal hit, and you just blow it.
The Wiz, we watched that, Topher, thanks for the recommendation.
Ooh,
we
yeah,
watched
The
that
Wiz.
when Soph was younger, but we haven't watched it since this kind of revival of love of musicals.
Yeah, there's a few good ones on there, Topher, that we haven't done Singing in the Rain with her yet, and we haven't done My Fair Lady with her yet, which I think she would love.
Yeah, I think so too.
It'd be good to, as a good contrast of Olivia Newton-John's Sandy character transforming. Here's another transforming story of a woman, I think, which would be interesting for her to see in My Fair Lady, right?
Yes, that was some Lisa Gerrard playing in the background. You have it on what, Fantastical Soundtracks?
Yeah. Did they do some music? Did Dead Can Dance do some? I want to say Gladiator.
Gladiator.
I want to say that's Gladiator.
Yeah.
Maybe. This is actually our D&D soundtrack. I just use a bunch of fantasy soundtracks and have them play rando.
Okay, Amanda Putnam Palmer, yes, Hairspray. That has been all month.
Yes, she loves Hairspray.
We watched Hairspray. We've seen Hairspray, the original movie, Hairspray, the musical, Hairspray live,
a lot of
all
Hairspray.
the Hairsprays.
So that's why that's actually what led to Grease, because we kept telling her about John Travolta, who plays the mother in the musical version of the movie. And you can tell you
Mrs.
Turnblatt, yes. And Michelle Pfeiffer, of course, in the second Grease movie, which I didn't realize that was her first role.
Michelle Pfeiffer's?
First starring role was in Grease 2.
Before Scarface?
Before Scarface.
Huh.
Yeah. Now that leads me to think, I don't know if we've told the John Waters story, which is a great story to tell on a Friday.
We have not told
the John Waters story. And that's a good one, because we're big John Waters fans. We love his movies. Cry Baby. I'm gonna set it up, Angie, and I think you should tell part of it too, because it's so well, first of all, you do his voice very well. We were at the Miami Book Fair, and this was not that many years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, maybe? Was I there for the Star Wars book?
Good question. Were you there for the Star Wars book?
I think I was there for the Star Wars book. I could be wrong.
I was there.
Or was I there for Wandla?
Some Bugs. I don't know if that was the same one. Because I know you and I both did books, and you did the event with. It was at the time It was not the one you did with Kate DiCamillo, was it?
That would have been Wandla. I think I was there for Wandla that year.
And then the second time we came back might have been for the Star Wars book.
Star Wars, baby. Yeah. And there was one year I did, I'm trying to think, hold on. Yeah, there was the KG Camillo and John Waters. Oh, and I'm thinking of the other one. I'm thinking of was Paul Williams, the music, the amazing writer. Paul Williams was there. Was that the same year as not John Williams, as
Paul Williams.
Paul Williams was there.
Okay. Yes.
Was that the same year that we met?
Mimi Pond.
Yeah. Yes, but also, and then also, what's his face then too? The director.
John Waters.
John Waters. Thank you. So many Johns. John Williams, John Waters.
Hold on, I'm going to see if I can
figure out what year it was. Anyway, we were at the Miami Book Festival down in Miami, Florida, which we've done many times. And it's a fun festival to do because they get great turnouts. They have a great auditorium. They bring in lots of kids from schools, which I really love. And what's kind of neat is they have a really terrific. Their green room is basically their library
It was 2014.
It was 2014. Okay, so 6 years ago. So I would have been there for Diva. No, I would have been with Mo if it was for Diva and Flea. I'm guessing it was for the Star Wars book, or it was for one of the Wandla books. Anyway, we're there, and it's held at a college. I want to say like the Dade Broward Community College, something like that. It's in the same place every year. And the green room is the library, which is so cool. So they've set up tables with to eat and chairs and all that stuff.
Sorry, I'm just scrolling this for a second so I can get caught up. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't know it stopped.
Yeah, you're way behind on the... Wow, look at all the comments.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
there
crazy.
we go.
There we are. And someone asked if this is a mole. He is not a mole. He's a shrew. This is Flit Shrewsbury. He was the narrator in the first book. I'll show you. Here he was in book 1. He got a little bit of a makeover, and here he is in the new book. So we were in this green room where there's food and drink and places to sit and hang out, and every author that's there is just in this room. YA authors, adult authors, children's book authors, celebrity authors. We're just all in one small library, which is great. People are hanging out, talking, meeting people. I went over to Paul Williams and just was like, oh my gosh. I literally walked right up to him. He was stacking a plate full of cookies. Just like, it was like we were sitting on, and Ange and I were sitting at a booth, and I go, Ange, that's Paul Williams, and he's got a plate, like a big plate, and he's got the tongs.
Who is Paul Williams? Just the reminder.
He's a very, very beloved, well-known, award-winning, I'm sure multi-Grammy award-winning songwriter. He's written songs for Barbra Streisand.
Wait, Rainbow Connection.
He wrote the Rainbow Connection for Jim Henson, and that's really where I was first introduced to him. Well, you're killing my story.
Oh, sorry.
You're killing my story.
Okay, sorry.
So I
get all excited.
We watch him. He's got a platter and tongs, and he's just filling it with cookies, and we're just watching him like, wow, he's really not going to save any cookies for anyone else. Like, he really is into these cookies.
You wanted a cookie.
And I go, I totally want a cookie. So I'm like, I'm going to get a cookie and saying hi to Paul Williams. So I went up to Paul Williams and I said, hi, Paul Williams. I'm Tony DiTerlizzi. I know you've written a lot of famous songs for a lot of famous people, but my favorite music is from Emmett Otter's Jug Band.
There you go.
And he said, Tony DiTerlizzi from the Spiderwick Chronicles? And my head exploded. I couldn't even believe it. I
knew who you were.
Yeah, he totally did. Same thing. I brought him over to say hi to you, didn't I?
Yeah, you brought him over to say hi to me.
I'm like, I want you to meet Ange.
I almost started crying because I was like, oh yeah, you wrote Rainbow Connection.
You wrote Rainbow Connection.
I can't even believe that I get to meet you and let me give you a hug.
Oh my God, someday. Look how happy I am.
Look at how happy we are.
We're so happy.
Look at how happy he is.
Well, he found the Rainbow Connection.
So it's good. I like to give you guys photo reference as much as possible.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're really doing a good job.
It's like a PowerPoint.
So we've heard that John Waters was there. And you are like losing your mind. But we're not seeing him. Every time we're in the green room, he's not there. He's busy doing it. We're looking.
My mind, you mean stalking him. I was completely stalking John Waters. I am a huge John Waters fan. I had to talk to him. I had to meet him. And everybody's just there. We're like, oh, there's...
So it's the end of the day. Like, it was the end of the day. And we were in the green room, and it's nighttime. And pretty much everyone's done. And he shows up. And there's hardly anyone in the green room. There's like... It's like us and like the cleanup crew.
Wait, that's when you also were hanging out with what's his name from remember that also did the panel, the thing that you did, and then you went and harassed him.
Jason Segel.
Yes, Jason Segel.
I forgot about that.
Too.
Yeah, we were totally harassed.
It just sounds so name droppy.
It's like, well, let me pick that up. Just drop that on the ground.
Okay. So John Waters is there, and I am bugging out because I have to meet him. Now, everybody is in the same area. For the most part, they might be sitting with their publicist or sitting with their publisher or somebody from their publishing house. But for the most part, everybody's just hanging out, eating, and this is where you come to chill and grab some coffee or, a bottle of water or something like that. Relax between your events that you're doing.
And some people, too, like they've already checked out of their hotel room, so they're there with their luggage because they're just going to go straight from the venue to the airport.
So John Waters rolls up, and I'm like, where's he going to go? Well, John Waters doesn't hang out with all of us plebeians. He's hanging out behind a curtain in like a curtained off separate area And it's near where the buffet starts.
You realize it's just a service. He's just slipped behind a curtain to where the service people are basically grabbing all the dirty dishes and running them, and bringing out food. It's like basically connected to the kitchen.
Yeah. And so...
And he's on his phone, which is
and there's
also...
a big easel. There's a big easel with a sign that says everybody's scheduled times and like, welcome to the Miami Book Fair. This is the schedule of when everybody's doing their thing, so you know when you have to get out of there.
And he's on his cell phone, which is usually celebrity speak for "don't talk to me. I don't want to be talked to." You know what I mean? It's if they're on their phone, it's like, I don't want to be approached.
I, of course, don't let that stop me because I'm going to go creeping up on him because this is my chance to meet John Waters. And I am behind the curtain. My friend Kim is hanging out with us too. She had come down from Jupiter. She's a high school art teacher. She's been a teacher for about 25 years. And so this is such a great book festival. We wanted to give her the opportunity to like come and meet all these authors and stuff. So she and I are now stalking John Waters. And it is now turned into a complete Laverne and Shirley episode. Two of us trying to figure out.
Because you can hear him behind the curtain and he's yelling at someone.
Oh, he's going off on someone. And he's pacing. So we can see him because I'm kind of like a little bit looking through the crack. And I might have a photo of me stalking him.
Or I took one.
Yes. And then...
Because I'm laughing hysterically at your...
Kim and I are laughing... Because we see you taking the photo, and then we're laughing, and then I knock over the sign with the easel, the giant easel.
And it clatters. It's like...
And I was like, well, now he's going to know I'm out here, so I'm going to stick my head in.
This is literally it, guys. Like, literally, there's like a curtained off area. Literally, it's like this is a curtain, okay? And you can see John Waters' feet like here. He's behind the curtain, okay? Yes. And then there's tables and chairs out here. People are sitting out here. People are doing things. And then there's this easel right here that's like, you'll be here and you'll be there. Here's Ange. She's like behind she's looking. She probably had a dress on. You're like behind the easel. You're pulling the curtain.
And so
Oh, wait, hold on. This goes down. Clatters all over the ground. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, busted.
Yeah.
I have to say something.
Then you're like, hi, John Waters.
And I was like, hi, John Waters. And he's like, do you mind? I'm on the phone. Just give me 5 minutes. And, oh, by the way, he was changing shirts at that time.
He was also changing his clothes.
Changing clothes.
He's getting out of the
do you mind?
He was getting out of the black suit he was wearing and putting on the dark charcoal gray black suit that he was going to wear to fly home.
Oh, do you mind? I'm changing. Give me 5 minutes here. And I was like, oh my God. You come wandering back and you're like, I just got yelled at by John Waters and it was awesome. So I just thought, oh, he's going to skip out. Like, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
He's going to be gone.
And
now, here's the thing. I knew one of two things was going to happen. One, he was going to talk to me. And then I would have that story to share with all of you. Or two, he was going to yell at me. And that is the story that I'm sharing with all of you.
And then I would have that story to share with you too.
Like, it's just that good. Either way.
It's win-win for you as far as you're concerned.
I want the yelling at me story because it's John Waters and that's what he should do.
Yeah.
So he comes out. He's changed clothes. He's wearing he went from one snazzy jacket into another snazzy jacket. And
he sees you and he starts to walk over to us, to our table. And he is then stopped by some of the workers of
That's right.
that are like the service workers. And they say,
I hear two young girls, they're probably 20 years old, they're volunteers, they're working there. And they're like, so they start trying to make chit chat with him, and he's like, ugh, you can tell he's so annoyed. And they're like, oh, you're here? You're an author? And they're like, oh my God, you're an author? And he's like, yes. And they're like, oh, well, what did you? Oh, and he goes, and I'm a director.
That's right. He points that out. Yeah.
And they said, oh, what movies did you direct? And he goes, Hairspray. And they start
Singing.
Hairspray.
Sing-
Woke up today feeling the way I always do. And he goes, not that one. That's the musical. I directed the movie.
The one with John Travolta? No, not that one.
I died.
He's trying to explain to him that there's a movie that existed before they were born,
Right.
and they can't comprehend. It was amazing. Just that was amazing in of itself.
So he comes out and he sees me,
He walks.
and he's like, "Sorry, I just had to change my clothes."
And yell at somebody. I
And
thought
yeah.
and yell at someone.
He was yelling at someone.
Yeah, I
on the
thought he
phone.
said that though. He's
Yeah.
like, I had to change my clothes and yell at someone.
Yes.
I don't remember. Something like that.
So he starts having a conversation with us.
And
And we talked, and we waited for him. When I tell you we waited, when he said it was going to be 5 minutes, it was not 5 minutes.
no, of course not.
And we didn't. It
was a half hour.
There was no one else there. We were the last ones in this room. It was early, like I don't know. The festival ended, so it was probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, everyone's gone.
And everyone's gone, and it's just us and John Waters.
And a couple of our friends. So Mimi and Kim. And so he's like,
Amy left because she had to go.
oh, that's right. And he's like, I got to catch a plane. I'm going straight from here to the airport. I
I
go,
know you're going home. He goes, I'm going home.
and I go to L.A.
And then Kim and I, at the same time as John Waters, look at Tony completely mortified, and we go, no, Baltimore! All of us at the same time. He's like, Baltimore.
First, he looked at me and said, do I know you? And then I said that, and then he realized he definitely didn't know me.
He started talking. I think he liked Tony. He was, we all agreed. He was like, do I know you? And then do I know you? And then he started talking to us.
And I-
So
yeah.
then I told him the story, and she's not on today, but she's been on here, which is a story about our friend's daughter.
She's a publicist.
Yes, my friend Tanya Hurley. Well, Tanya's an author.
Well, yeah,
she's
but
an
at the-
accomplished author.
yeah.
author. She's written the
Ghost Girl
books, and the Blessed trilogy. And her daughter, there's a story. So, of course, when I meet a celebrity, if I have some type of connection to them, I want to share that connection, of course, as we would all do. Like, oh, you know someone that I know, or something.
Yeah.
So I proceed to tell him this story, and I said, oh, I have a funny story to tell you. So this story leads to another story. And this story is, I tell him the story about how our friend's daughter got to experience the red carpet for Pirates of the Caribbean. And our friend's daughter's name is Izzy. So Izzy was on the red carpet of Pirates of the Caribbean, and everybody's all excited because here comes Johnny Depp. And of course, we know that Johnny Depp was in Cry Baby, and this is where the connection is. So I say, Johnny Depp comes walking down the red carpet, and everyone is so excited because he sees Izzy, and he comes up to Izzy because there's a kid on the red carpet. And so everyone starts freaking out, and they're like, oh my gosh, are you so excited? Don't you just love Pirates of the Caribbean? Do you love Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean? Do you love pirates? And Izzy says, no, but I loved him in Cry Baby. And then she starts belting out the music.
Mr. Jailer or whatever?
Please, Mr. Jailer! Izzy, who at the time was like 12 years old, starts belting out, please, Mr. Jailer, to Johnny Depp. And
then they say, do you want to get
I was all excited because I was like, I have to tell this to John Waters. And then the topper was, I said, and then they asked her if she wanted a photo with Johnny Depp. And Izzy said, no, I don't want a picture of him. He smells like cigarette smoke. And then John Waters says, well, he does. He smokes like 3 packs a day. Come on, it's so good. It writes itself. It's so good. And so now I was like, oh, I'm just sitting here talking to John Waters about Johnny Depp and hanging out. And he was probably with us for a good 20 minutes, a half hour. And I was like, all right, I have to go catch my plane.
But he said something about, I thought there was something.
Because we were talking about how I was saying how, like, well, Izzy had trouble kind of filtering herself. And when she was talking about Johnny Depp not smiling, he goes, well, maybe she just needed to be run over with a car. What?
Yeah.
This is John Waters. And guess what?
Wow, you pulled that up really fast.
This is me freaking out because I met John Waters. Do you see this? Do you see that? Wait, where's the other one?
That is like a photo.
Wait, no, that's Stove. And there's me talking to him, telling him the Johnny Depp story.
That is like a happy baby. That is like when they take a photo of a baby and it's...
Well, he doesn't look as happy as me, but you know.
That's you, like, you
This
literally...
was my day. That, and then attacking
Yeah,
him.
that's a day.
Paul Williams. That was my day.
That was it. There it is.
Yep.
It happened.
That's my story with John Waters.
That's a good one, Ange.
And why not? I knew either way I was going to get a great experience out of it.
Oh my gosh, you sure did.
I want him to yell at me. He's John Waters. If anybody should be yelling at me, it should be John Waters.
That's so funny.
Oh. And it was everything I could have dreamed of and more.
He does smell like cigarettes. I remember him saying that.
He does smell like cigarettes. Smokes like 3 packs a day.
Oh my God.
Oh, so
When he looked at me when I went, "You're going to Los Angeles?"
Baltimore.
Numbnut. Like, he was totally like,
He was like, you're a moron.
yeah, take it back. I don't know you.
No, I don't live in L.A. Yep.
Yeah, it was good.
Bono stories.
Oh, yes.
Brief interrupt.
It's a very small.
I wonder if I can find the video.
Oh my God, no, it's okay. When you were on Saturday Night Live and you two played, and it was one of the few times they've played there. I don't think they've played SNL a whole lot of times.
So, you two, you asked for it, you got it. When I was working on Saturday Night Live, and I was working with Molly Shannon, I was Molly Shannon's makeup artist. And this particular episode, Molly was doing a sketch about how she was on a date with a guy, and she kind of had almost like multiple personalities throughout the date, and she would feature them in different accents that she was doing. And she would kind of change her attitude and the things she was saying, and she would change the accent.
Okay.
And she did an Irish brogue.
Okay.
And so she does this Irish accent as one of the characters, and that was the episode that you two was on. So
Who was the guest? Do you remember?
I think it could have been Conan O'Brien. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember. I'd have to look. Oh no, I'm sorry. It wasn't. It was Val Kilmer.
Oh, wow.
Yep, it was Val Kilmer was hosting, and U2 was the musical guest.
That's a long time ago.
So Val Kilmer, or U2 comes out from the kind of live filming area where they film inside.
It was for the album
studio.
with Elevation.
It was Elevation.
It was Elevation.
So it was Elevation. It was like their first performance they had done was on SNL. And out comes Bono walking toward me. Now, first of all, he was quite short, which I was blown away because I knew
You've
he was
heard,
short.
yeah, it's not very
I've
tall.
heard he was short, but he was really short. But he walks up, and I'm with Molly, and it was great because, you know, whenever you see somebody that's a celeb fangirling or fanboying out, like, I love that feeling because I know I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And so Bono comes walking up, and Molly, like, lost her mind.
Of course.
And he said, of course, in his Irish accent, like, I thought I was going to have to coach you on how to do an Irish accent, but I realized I don't. You did a phenomenal job.
Aww.
And Molly flipped out, like, and they started talking for a little bit, and I'm just standing there. I'm like, this is so weird. I'm just standing here, and Bono and Molly are just hanging out, having a convo, and I'm just kind of, you know, stalking up on them, just listening, because I would have to just be hanging out. So at that point, for the live performances, when the bands perform, everybody kind of behind the scenes can choose to go into the studio to watch them film. And so U2, their first song that they do is Elevation, and it's on YouTube, and I've looked at it before. And I went insane. The energy he was super, super, super nice. But the energy in that small space was so unbelievable because we had seen them in concert before, and I had been in their kind of presence in like a stadium or in a, I think we saw them down in Miami at the, what is that called? Like whatever the big sports, the arena is.
Yeah.
But to have that energy in such a small space in the studio of SNL, and I think Bono was one of the first performers that actually left the stage during a performance.
Yeah, he hopped off the stage
So
and
he
just
stops-
kind of mooning the like not like
He's putting his face in the camera.
yeah, mugging,
like
not
mugging
mooning.
for
Yeah,
the
mugging.
camera.
Yeah, mugging the camera.
And so he's singing Elevation. The energy is like off the charts. And then he comes jumping off the stage and he's messing with the camera and he comes walking through and he walked by us and the camera is there and you can see Molly and I jumping in the air, full on, going completely crazy. And sorry, we're not talking about drawing today. We got distracted.
It's all good, Ange. They've got 50 hours of me drawing. They can talking about drawing.
It looks so good though, T.
It's coming together.
So yeah,
Moving
so
through 'em.
that was the Bono story. I didn't actually get to hang with him at all, but I was in his presence. And
We know people that have worked with him and said he's just an unbelievably amazing human being too.
so
Supposed to be really nice.
Oh, you saw him with BB King with When Love Comes to Town.
Nice.
Yes. Oh my gosh, if he had mooned the camera, yeah, that'd be.
No,
hilarious.
sorry,
Mugging.
wrong. Mugging is what I was thinking. I saw Grease on my mind when they sing Blue Moon.
Yes. Oh, that's so crazy.
So good.
I'm like taken right back to it.
Yeah, golly, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But to feel that, like that energy was just so unbelievable.
Yeah, you can see it even in the clip. I remember watching that live at home that night and I was like, wow, that's awesome. And then you called me afterwards. You're like, did you see me? I was right there. And I was like, huh? You know, because you're busy watching the band.
Feel like we need some you too.
Yeah, crank it up. Yeah, it's good stuff. Down. So this is Dante. He's a manticore. You won't see his scorpion tail on this cover, but you'll see his face. Here he is. You can see, again, I'm doing a lot more than what will actually be seen. Giving myself lots of extra in case I need it. So we got Flit drawn, George is drawn, Dante's drawn. So I've got to get...
All That You Can't Leave Behind album. That's what it was called.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right, so moving Dante out of here. Ange, we've gone way over time.
We went over by 8 minutes.
But if you want to do a junk pot, we can get a junk pot going.
Sure, absolutely, I can do it.
If you want to pick someone for junk pot, what they will win is, of course, the diagram of you stalking John Waters.
Oh.
And I've got a couple of these original things that I've traced. So if you want to pick someone for the junk pot today, that would be awesome.
Let me get on it.
We're going to do Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday is our final day. What do you think?
Sure.
I think Wednesday's going to do, yeah.
Okay, let me get back to my page here.
Find out who we're...
I'm going to play us out with our little elevation, our little U2 right now.
Yeah, I like it.
Higher than the sun. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling back. Oh, there was somebody.
Oh, you got someone, huh?
Well, and then I lost them. I have to pull it up on yours, T.
My comments went away. I don't know.
No!
I have no idea how that happened. But they, like, evaporated. Take your time.
Oh, gosh. Hold on. Did this person get it? Has that person had it?
I don't think so. Let me look. Wait, hold on. I just saw.
I don't think so.
I think you got a winner.
I think I have a winner.
I recognize the name too. It's a repeat viewer.
Woo!
All right, you ready?
Yes.
I'll give you the drum
today's
roll.
Winner, give it to me. Break it down. Today's winner junk pot is Joanne Lone.
Joanne Lone. Is that Joanne with an E at the end?
That is a J-O. I think Joanne Loan.
Okay. Joanne Loan. Joanne, congratulations. You won the junk pot. If you send me a direct message with your mailing address, I can get this out in the mail to you tomorrow.
Congratulations, Joanne.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
You guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging with us on
Drawn to Fantasy. Be safe. Be healthy. We'll see you soon.
Be awesome.
Be awesome.
Won't you tell me something true?
I love you too.
They're awesome. Good band.
Here it comes. Wait for it. Here it comes. Digging in a hole.
There's the mole. Digging out my soul.